No need to be smart. 6 secrets to double your learning speed and take you to the next level. Have you ever felt like you spent hours learning, hours working, but the results were mediocre? Like you were running on a treadmill, sweating a lot, but still stuck in the same place. You see others who seem to absorb everything faster. They read a book and grasp the core concept. They take a course and apply it immediately. If the answer is yes, then stop blaming yourself right now. This is not about IQ or innate talent. The problem is in the method. Welcome to your channel, the place where we learn how to live better and grow faster. In this extremely detailed video, we won't talk about empty theories. I'm going to share with you 6 breakthrough learning secrets, 6 proven tools that you can apply immediately to double your learning speed and knowledge absorption. These secrets are not just for school. They apply to everything, from learning a new skill at work, mastering a language, or even dealing with emotions in life. So grab a pen and paper or open your note-taking app, because after this video, the way you look at learning will change forever. Secret number 1 will surprise you. Let's dive right in. Secret 1. Stop reading. Start asking. The power of active recall. Secret number 1 might sound counterintuitive, but it is the foundation. It is stop passive learning and switch to active recall. Let's be honest, what is your most common study method? Is it rereading a chapter, highlighting everything until the page is yellow, or watching a lecture video and thinking, I get it? If so, you are falling into the illusion of competence. Your brain finds the information familiar, but it hasn't actually been stored in long-term memory. It's like constantly pouring water into an already full cup. What is active recall? It's simply forcing your brain to retrieve information rather than just passively receiving it. You turn studying into a little test for yourself. Why is it important and effective? When you actively try to retrieve a piece of information, a definition, a formula, a vocabulary word, you are creating a much stronger neural connection. Every time you successfully perform active recall, you reinforce the pathway to that knowledge in your brain. This allows you to retrieve the information faster and more accurately when you need it most, in a test, in a meeting, or when applying it to real life. So how can you apply active recall today? I have 3 incredibly simple ways. 1. Turn notes into questions. Instead of writing Newton's first law, an object stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force, write the question in the margin. Q. What is Newton's first law? Then you cover the answer and quiz yourself. 2. The cover and speak technique. When reading, after every paragraph or chapter, close the book immediately and ask yourself, what did the author just say? What was the main point of this section? What was the example? You must say it out loud or write it down. And 3, use smart flashcards. These are not your average flashcards. You must always answer yourself before flipping the back. And most importantly, use open-ended questions instead of just asking for a definition. For example, explain the process of photosynthesis in your own words. My little tip? Active recall might feel slower at first because it demands real effort from your brain. You will forget things and have to check back. Don't give up. That feeling of difficulty is the sign that your brain is forming stronger connections. Be persistent. Active recall is the key to moving knowledge from short-term, easily forgotten memory to long-term, ready to serve you at any time. Secret 2. No cramming. The power of spaced repetition. If secret 1 is how you should study, then this secret 2 is when you should study. Here is a golden rule. Never cram. Use spaced repetition. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter before an exam, cramming everything, and the next morning you remembered it, but a week after the exam, everything vanished? That's because our brains are not designed to learn that way. Cramming only pushes knowledge into temporary memory, like cluttering items into a storage unit knowing you'll never use them again. What is spaced repetition? This is a technique of reviewing learned information at gradually increasing intervals. For example, you learn something new, you review it after 1 day, then after 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, and so on. Why is it important and effective? Spaced repetition operates on a neuroscientific principle. We learn most effectively when the brain is just about to forget the knowledge. Reviewing at the right time, just before you forget, is like exercising a muscle. You create an optimal recall challenge, just hard enough to build a strong neural connection, but not too hard as to be discouraging. How to apply spaced repetition? You don't need to be a scientist. 1. The box system, also called the Leitner system. Use the flashcards you created in Secret 1. Divide them into 3 boxes. Box 1, review daily. Box 2, review every 3 days. Box 3, review every week. If you answer a card correctly in box 1, move it to box 2. If you answer incorrectly, move it back to box 1. This way, you focus your energy on what you don't know and gradually thin out what you have mastered. 2. Technology tools. Applications like Anki or Quizlet study mode are built on the spaced repetition algorithm. They automatically calculate and display the information you need to review at the exact golden moment, just as you are about to forget it. My little tip, commit to dedicating 15 minutes every day to spaced review instead of 3 hours of cramming on the weekend. This highly focused 15 minutes will be 10 times more effective than 3 hours of skimming. Combining active recall and spaced repetition gives you an extremely powerful learning weapon. But for that information to truly become yours, we need secret number 3.
Secret 3. Teach to learn. The power of the Feynman technique. If you've implemented secrets 1 and 2, you're studying very effectively. But how do you know if you've truly understood a topic and not just memorized it? The answer lies in the Feynman technique. This technique is named after the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman. He was famous for his ability to explain the most complex concepts incredibly simply. And here is his learning secret: teach to learn. What is the Feynman technique? It has 4 simple yet incredibly powerful steps that transform you from a learner into a master of knowledge. Step 1. Choose a topic and explain it. Get a blank sheet of paper. At the top, write the topic name. Then write down everything you know about it as if you were explaining it to a 10-year-old child. Step 2. Identify knowledge gaps. As you try to explain it in simple language, you will start stumbling. You'll realize, I know this word, but I can't explain why it works. Those stumbling points are your knowledge gaps. Go back to your textbook, lecture notes, or original material to relearn and fill that gap. Step 3. Simplify the language. Once you have filled in the information, review your explanation. Does it use complicated jargon? Would a 10-year-old genuinely understand it? If you cannot explain a complex concept in simple terms, then you don't truly understand it. Simplify until it is crystal clear and concise. Step 4. Use analogy. This is the advanced step. If possible, create a simple comparison or metaphor to link this concept to something already familiar in everyday life. For example, you're studying inflation. Instead of just memorizing the economic definition, you apply Feynman. You explain that inflation is when the money in your wallet gets sick and each 100,000 VND bill can't buy as much bread as it did yesterday. The 10-year-old will instantly get it. My little tip: you don't need to find a person to teach. Teach an inanimate object like a rubber duck, a plant, or simply talk to yourself in the mirror. The act of speaking it out loud is the most crucial part of this technique. The Feynman technique forces you to confront your ignorance and transition from temporary memorization to deep, lasting understanding.
Secret 4. Optimizing focus. The power of Pomodoro and time blocking. Have you ever sat down to study with the intention of working for 3 hours straight, only to check your phone, open emails, or browse social media after just 15 minutes? Distraction is the biggest enemy of faster learning. Every time you are interrupted, it takes an average of 23 minutes for your brain to return to its original state of deep focus. This significantly slows down your learning speed. The secret is not to try to fight distraction, but to manage it by breaking down your work time. This is where we use the Pomodoro technique. What is the Pomodoro technique? Simply put, you divide your work into 25-minute focused bursts, interspersed with 5-minute short breaks. After 4 cycles, or 4 times 25 minutes, you take a long break of 20 to 30 minutes. Why is it important and effective? Pomodoro works well for 2 reasons. First, 25 minutes is a short enough time that your brain doesn't feel overwhelmed and can easily commit to deep focus. Second, it provides regular rest. This rest is crucial. It allows your brain to consolidate the information you just learned, a process that happens unconsciously and helps strengthen the neural connections we talked about in Secret 1. Combined with time blocking, don't just plan to study for 3 hours, plan in detail. 9 a.m. to 9:25 a.m., complete active recall questions for Chapter 3, Pomodoro 1. 9:25 to 9:30, 5-minute break. Get water or walk around. This way, you turn a vague goal into a specific, time-bound action, making it easier for you to start and maintain focus. My little tip: during the 25 minutes of Pomodoro, eliminate all distractions. Put your phone in another room or turn on airplane mode. Remember, 25 minutes of deep focus is your only goal. And during the 5-minute break, don't browse the internet. Get up, stretch, look out the window. This allows your eyes and mind to truly rest. If you master this technique, you will accomplish more in 25 minutes than others do in an hour. And now, let's move on to secret number 5, which relates to your mental well-being.
Secret 5. Connecting the dots, the power of interleaving and context. We often have a habit of block practice, meaning we study one topic until mastery before moving to the next. For example, studying World War I history for 3 hours straight and then moving to World War II. However, this is ineffective for long-term memory. Secret number 5 is interleaving, mixing different topics within the same study session. What is interleaving? Instead of 3 hours of history, you study 1 Pomodoro of history, 1 Pomodoro of biology, 1 Pomodoro of math, and then circle back to history. Why is it important and effective? When you interleave, the brain constantly has to retrieve information, active recall, and discriminate between concepts. This helps you understand the context of each piece of knowledge instead of just memorizing it sequentially. You don't just remember what the Pythagorean theorem is, you also know when to use it and how to differentiate it from Thales' theorem. In work, if you're learning a new programming language, don't just do loop exercises continuously. Interleave. 10 minutes on loops, 10 minutes on functions, 10 minutes on data structures. The biggest benefit: when you face a real-world problem, you won't know which category it belongs to: history, math, or biology. Interleaving trains the brain's ability to categorize and select the right tool from your knowledge toolbox. My little tip: combine interleaving with the Pomodoro technique, Secret 4. Each 25-minute Pomodoro is an opportunity for you to switch to a related but different topic. Don't be afraid if the knowledge feels jumbled at first. That jumbling is how your brain is building a robust, interconnected network instead of just isolated tracks. This method is harder than block study, but the long-term effectiveness is far superior. And now we move on to secret number 6, the secret of purpose.
Secret 6. Learning with purpose, the power of emotion and reprogramming. We've learned how to learn, active recall, when to learn, spaced repetition, how to understand deeply, Feynman, and how to focus, Pomodoro. But all these techniques are useless if you lack factor number 1, true motivation and purpose. If you study just because you have to or must get a high grade, that knowledge will just be empty, soulless memories that are easily forgotten. Secret 6 is reprogram your relationship with learning. Connect the knowledge you are acquiring to a larger emotional purpose. Why is it important and effective? Neuroscience research shows that information accompanied by strong emotion is stored much more effectively by the brain. You vividly remember a loved one's birthday or a painful event because it is tied to emotion. So, what is your emotional purpose? Don't say, "I'm learning English to travel." Dig deeper. Ask yourself, how will this learning change my life? If I master English, how will I feel confident and independent when communicating with the world? How will I help my family? What version of myself will I become? Reprogramming the mindset. Instead of saying, "Learning coding is hard," say, "I am building my brain to become a problem-solving creator, and every line of code is a step towards financial freedom." My little tip: before you start a Pomodoro session, spend 30 seconds to visualize the benefit of this learning. Try closing your eyes and imagining the feeling when you achieve that goal. This not only creates motivation, but also helps your brain assign a higher value to the information being learned. When you assign value, the brain automatically prioritizes it for long-term storage. With these 6 secrets, you now have a comprehensive system. You know how, when, why, and what to do to learn faster and more effectively. Now it's time to summarize.
So, we have walked through 6 breakthrough learning secrets, 6 powerful tools so you can learn faster, more effectively, and remember longer. Let's quickly reiterate this system one more time. Secret 1, active recall. Stop passive reading and start quizzing yourself. Force your brain to work. Secret 2, spaced repetition. Don't cram. Review knowledge at the golden moment, just before you're about to forget it, to solidify long-term memory. Secret 3, the Feynman technique. If you cannot explain it simply to a 10-year-old, you don't truly understand it. This is the key to achieving true mastery. Secret 4, optimize focus, Pomodoro. Manage distraction by working in 25-minute bursts of deep focus, followed by rest to consolidate knowledge. Secret 5, interleaving. Mix different topics to train your brain to discriminate and understand the context for using knowledge in the real world. Secret 6, learning with purpose. Connect learning to a larger emotional purpose to assign higher value to the information, turning it into sustainable motivation. Remember, you don't need to be a genius to learn quickly. You just need to apply a scientifically proven system. If you commit to implementing the first 3 secrets, active recall, spaced repetition, and Feynman for 30 days, I guarantee that your absorption speed, focus ability, and self-confidence will increase exponentially. Learning is not a sprint, it's a marathon of persistence and the right method. Stop just trying hard and start applying strategy. I hope this video has given you clear direction. Now it's your turn to act. 1. Subscribe. If you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We will continue bringing content that helps you grow in life and self-development. 2. Comment. Which secret are you already applying? Or do you have a better study hack? Share your story in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. 3. Watch next. If you want to dive deeper into time management, watch this video next. Related video title. Thank you for joining us. Start applying these secrets today to see the change. See you in the next video. Wishing you success.